Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it.
Incidents related to the alcoholic state of drivers among motorists are, unfortunately, quite common. Despite increased anti-alcohol propaganda, not everyone accepts it, which eventually leads to numerous accidents, injuries, loss of life, and all sorts of car breakdowns. Traffic police officers and the public are engaged in a large-scale fight against this phenomenon. Many drivers do not know the subtleties of the alcohol test procedure, especially if they have little driving experience. Based on the requirements of the current legislation, including the recently updated traffic rules, the experts tell how exactly such examination should take place, what rights and obligations the person being tested for the presence of alcohol in the body has. Particular attention should be paid to familiarization with the test procedure and the actions of the traffic police officers conducting it. Grounds for detailed alcohol testing. Few vehicle owners can say that during their entire driving career, they have never been stopped on the highway to check for the presence of alcohol in their blood. The motives for such stops by traffic police inspectors are not always convincingly explained, which often causes verbal altercations and even protests from drivers. Of course, it is possible to discuss how subjective such an approach to the driver is in each particular case, but it does not change the essence of the matter. Whether someone likes it or not, a traffic police officer has the legal right to stop a car if he or she suspects that a drunk person is behind the wheel. There can be several grounds for this. At the first stage, they are all visual. For example, from afar it can be seen that the car is moving uncertainly, not observing the elementary rules of the road, which can create or is already creating interference and even danger to other road users. In the second stage, other suspicions are added to these suspicions. First of all, it is a noticeable odor of alcohol from the mouth. Speech disorders are fixed. There is no logic in answers and explanations. Unnatural change in the skin color of his face. Of course, a reason for suspicion is inadequate behavior and unsteady posture, when a person clearly cannot control his movements. The presence of at least one of these factors gives the inspector of traffic police grounds to require a detailed check of the presence of alcohol. Read also, what can happen and how to behave in case of lightning in the car, determining the level of ppm on the spot. If, after stopping the car, the traffic police inspector, based on the factors just listed, stops the driver, he may give him the choice of taking the appropriate test. If the motorist agrees, and there are two witnesses, a report must be drawn up that he or she is suspended from driving. This will be followed by an operational test using a portable breathalyzer, on the basis of which a test report is drawn up. As for the indicator, according to which the driver will be considered drunk, it is set at more than 0.2 ppm. In other words, in recalculation, it is about 40 grams of alcohol consumed per 80 kilograms of weight. If the device detects only 0.2 ppm or a lower figure, there is no legal reason to detain the driver. The correct procedure for testing a driver for intoxication. Recently adopted new rules for alcohol testing of drivers define the procedure, including by regular traffic police officers, in a different way than before. In particular, it is imperative to have at least two witnesses during the examination. If they are not present, the protocol drawn up by the traffic police inspector may be recognized later as illegal. In addition, the driver's consent to the inspection is required. The next actions during the check. A protocol must be drawn up that the motorist is suspended from driving. After that, most often, an operational test with the help of a breathalyzer follows. Its outcome has two options for the development of events. If the device showed the presence of an unacceptable amount of alcohol in the driver's body, the materials collected on him are transferred to the court. If the driver is sober, he is released. An important point should be added. Thus, the motorist has the right to choose the place where to be examined. He may not agree with the result of the breathalyzer test, after which he will be sent for examination to the medics. If he refuses to be tested at all, the case will be resolved through the court. Suspension from driving. They highlight of stopping a driver on the road when it is suspected that he is under the influence of alcohol is his suspension from driving. According to the law, the traffic police inspector is obliged to announce this verdict together with the reason for it, followed by a proposal to undergo an appropriate examination with the help of a breathalyzer with 2 witnesses. After that, the driver has no right to resume driving. This is fraught with considerable trouble. Read also, how to properly check the oil level in automatic transmissions examination for the state of alcohol intoxication. It is necessary to dwell on how the examination should be conducted. It is necessary to know that when a traffic police officer informs a driver suspected of prior alcohol consumption that he or she is offered to be examined, 2 witnesses must be present. In the presence of the witnesses, the test is carried out with the help of an alcometer, which must have the necessary documents officially confirming that the device is registered and checked. On the basis of the readings of the alcometer on the spot, a protocol is drawn up, where the data of the device and witnesses are recorded, and the reason for stopping the driver. If the device shows less than 0.2 ppm, it shall be indicated in the protocol. A copy of the protocol is given to the driver, and the inspector is obliged to let him go. When the device shows a higher level, that is, the motorist is drunk, they find out whether he agrees with this. If he agrees, he is released, and the protocol is handed over for trial. Referral for medical examination for intoxication. If the suspect does not consent to a surgical examination, he or she is referred to a medical facility where a thorough examination with medical equipment can be performed. After 15 to 20 minutes after the first examination, a second examination is carried out. Based on the indicators of the devices, as well as personal examination, the final conclusion about the driver's condition is made by a doctor. Throughout all these actions, the traffic police officer is near the suspect. What documents are drawn up after a medical examination? After the medical institution has checked the driver's alcohol intoxication, the doctor draws up an opinion, which clearly indicates whether the driver is under the influence of alcohol or not. The original of the conclusion is handed to the traffic police officer, and a copy is given to the driver himself. What threatens a driver for refusal of medical examination? In those situations when the driver for one reason or another refuses to undergo a medical examination, he will have to pay a fine of 30,000 rubles, after which he will be deprived of his license, and he will not be able to drive a car for 1.5 years or 2 years. There are also more complicated cases when a stopped driver who refuses to undergo examination has already been deprived of the right to drive a car. Then he may be subject to administrative arrest for up to 15 days. In conclusion, understanding the peculiarities of alcohol intoxication examination for drivers is crucial for ensuring road safety and effective law enforcement. By recognizing the various factors that can influence blood alcohol concentration, such as individual tolerance levels and the timing of consumption, we can better assess impairment. Implementing standardized testing methods and staying informed about the latest research will help authorities make informed decisions and uphold justice on the roads. As we continue to address the challenges posed by alcohol-related incidents, it is essential to foster a culture of responsible drinking and safe driving. Thank you for watching, and stay safe on the road.